Okay. Hello, everybody. If you're a moderator, we're opening this up a little bit more than I normally do. And so do not block people who talk about political things because I believe in free speech. And so normally this isn't a channel where this is a channel where we talk about horses, we talk about rabbits, we talk about dogs, we talk about chickens, we talk about animal related stuff, we talk about horse rescue, we talk about all kinds of stuff. But it's like, if you want to talk about the inauguration, if you want to talk about DJT, if you want to talk about JB, if you want to talk about all those no words, I don't care. And this is one that I'm opening up to. You know what? If we want to have open and honest conversations about it, we're all Americans, and I'm not putting anything off the table. And so please do not block people, ban people, nothing who talk about political, because I'm opening up this forum to talk about political BS if people want to, and I will be reminding people that it is entirely okay at this on this live on this day, because what was I doing this morning? My kids and I were watching the inauguration. Why? Because we'd be watching the inauguration if Kamala Harris was getting in, because I believe in teaching kids history and letting them see it for themselves. So that's what I was doing this morning, and we're totally making it okay for people to talk about this. If you are not American, you can still weigh in if you want to. Petras, hello, welcome. So I'm just saying, I'm from, I don't know where that is, but it sounds French, or not French. It sounds British, or German, maybe German. So yeah, normally I don't do political on this channel, but you know what? It's a free country, and if people want to talk about it, I'm not banning anybody. I'm not monitoring it, because it's a free country and we can talk about it, because that's what we were doing this. Europe. Okay, very cool, very cool. It's an important day in history today. You know, lots going on. So, maybe controversial, but if you feel like you have something to say on any side of the spectrum, feel free to jump on and say it. And if I want to say anything, I'm going to say it too. My kids were watching, because I think it's good to not suppress history, even like our past history. I think it's good for kids to know our history. Good, bad, don't like it, love it, hate it, not proud about it, super proud about it, whatever, however you feel about history, it's still important for kids to know our history. It is important for them to know and understand it. And so I let them see things, I let them read. I want my kids to know about the history of the United States. I think it's very important for them to know. I do not know Liechtenstein. No, I don't. What it is. No, not history class. LOL. Schnickel. No, it's not history class. Schnick. I was just saying we're not removing people. We're not deleting comments. Normally on this channel we don't do political, but today we're doing political. If you want to go down the political path, it is your right to today, and we're not blocking you. It is approximately probably 0 degrees outside, and I'm not outside with the horses. I don't know what the heck's going on. It looks like it's freaking like, I don't know. It looks like it's almost raining somewhere. I don't know what's going on. It is. I'll call to him. Babies! Hey, Mr. Nom Nom. Hi, you buddy. Hi, Normie. That's Normie. Yeah, little John's down there. He's hiding. It's very, very cold outside. Oh, there's Lovey. There's Love. Here, Miss Lovey. Hi, girl. Did you hear her? Hey, girl. It's freaking cold out there. I've already been out there once today doing chores, and I'm not looking forward to going out again because it sucks. It's 20 here. Oh, Emma, where are you from? And it feels like 5. Where are you from, Emma? We're from Minnesota, and it is cold. Okay. PA is Pennsylvania, right? I think PA is Pennsylvania. Only 68. Oh, yeah, that sounds freezing, Donnelly. I feel so bad for you. Oh my gosh, I should send you a sweater. Donnelly. Okay. Pennsylvania. Yeah, that sounds, well, better than here, but still, sometimes with wind chill and stuff. Yeah, it's bad. It's cold. You seem like a very loving person. I hope you're happy. Thank you. I am? Yes? I seem like a very loving person. Where did you gather that from? But I mean, I am. I'm usually pretty happy-go-lucky. My horses at my barn, my horses are all inside. That's the thing is, like, these guys are always free to go inside. They always have shelter available, but a lot of times they don't go in. It's really weird. I don't ever lock them in. I shouldn't say that. I lock in the minis sometimes because they have different, like, nutritional needs, so I'll lock them in to eat, but yeah. I don't believe in, like, I don't know. I don't lock my horses in. It's interesting that many people haven't heard of this country, the smallest country in Europe. Maybe I could add that to my trivia. We're in Minnesota, so I'll show you guys out. Minnesota, and it looked like there was like snow or something, but I don't know. It is just straight up cold here. Looks like it might be snowing over there. I don't know. It almost looks like fog. I think it's snow. My horse has... Oh, yeah, that makes sense, Emma. I get it. Oh, that sucks. That's hard. That's rough. I personally believe history is incredibly important to our children to know. So it runs their minds and can help socially, and it's important to know. I agree, Tracy. Absolutely, I agree wholeheartedly, and that's why I teach it. And I don't just teach it from, like, my kids actually don't go to school. I homeschool. So or one of them goes to school. The others are homeschooled. But I have books that that I really like that teach American history and teach different perspectives of American history, which I think is important, not to teach them a one-sided perspective. My horse hates it. Oh, I'm sorry. When I first saw you, you were on that roof. Yup. But yeah, I think it's important to teach it from different perspectives as well. It's the same thing with teaching like science. Like if you believe creation or evolution, depending on like what you believe, I still think it's important to teach kids like, here's two different sides that people see, and like let people decide for themselves instead of shoving one side down their throats and then being like, oh, why are kids like this? Why do kids believe this? Well, that's because they were just shown one side of things. You have to show them both sides, and then they can navigate their way through. But if you only show one side, how are they supposed to navigate anything? Quarter horse, have to teach. Yeah, this be real life, not a story, right? Real people. Real people are impacted every day by the decisions that we, like, our kids will be will be affected by the decisions that we're making now. And the decision to not teach history or to only teach certain parts of history is what I feel is not a good one. Gelding named Jesse. Oh, I like that name for a horse. That's really pretty. He's 20 and he acts like a baby. That sounds like my horse Lovey. Lovey is an Arabian mare, and she, you guys can vouch for me. Lovey acts like she's 2, and she is over 20. Yeah, my Miss Lovey is over 20. He whinnies. Oh, yeah, that's what Lovey just did when we yelled at her. Yeah, Lovey has a lot of absolutely agree. That's an thank you, Tracy. You know, I do wish like it's just that growing up in this world, it's like I also can't just teach my kids one thing. Like, okay, say I believe in creation versus evolution. I can't just teach my kids one thing because everybody they're going to grow up with and everything that they're going to come into contact with life, there's two sides to it. So you have to almost teach both, and give your best arguments, but you don't even need to just know what you believe or what, but why. And that's a big thing with kids these days is like you'd be like, well, why do you feel this way about why do you feel this way about abortion? And sometimes they don't know. They can't give an answer. They just, well, I heard it on the news. Okay, well, why do you feel this way about this? Well, if you don't, you need to know why you believe what you believe. It's not enough to know that you believe something. You need to know why you believe that. Hi, AP. Horses are our babies. It's 4 degrees in your. It is freezing. In your. It is. It's 4 degrees in. I agree. How's it going, AP? We're having a conversation about horses, which is definitely a more, and a conversation about teaching kids history. So, any avenue that people want to go down today is not off limits. Well, certain ones probably are, but as far as political stuff, we're opening up the board to political discussion, which I don't normally do on my channel because we like to talk about horses because horses are a lot less contradicting. I mean, there are. I shouldn't say that because I think within the horse world, there are people have very different views as far as a lot of things go. Bareback riding, just there's such a broad, and some people feel you should only do like liberty training, and some people don't agree with riding at all. Period. So horses and history, neither are my strong points. I'm sorry, AP, you feel free to bring up any topic. We kind of were on a political, just because of today is what today is. I was on a little bit of a political streak. As I wasn't on a live because I was watching the inauguration with my kids, and I was just saying I feel it's important to teach them about history regardless of your views. Western. I like to ride with a Western saddle, but my daughter rides with a bareback pad. It's leather. It's from McPherson, I believe. It's really trusted company. It was not a cheap saddle. It cost almost as much as a regular saddle, and all it is a bareback pad. But she rides with that. That's what she likes. That's what she's comfortable in, and that's she don't like to ride with a saddle anymore. She doesn't like to use a saddle at all. In fact, I put the saddle on her, on my Arab, which is the horse she rides, Normie. I put it on him because I took him for a ride, and I came back and I said, okay, you can go. And she's like, do I have to use the saddle? And I was like, don't you want it? Like, no. She goes, no, I don't. So she rode him for a little bit with the saddle, and then she came back and she's like, can you please put the bareback pad on? So I did, and away she went. And we went like a mile and a half away, and I was like, are you sure you don't want to use a saddle, because it's going to be like uncomfortable riding that long in a bareback pad, you would think. No, I don't want to. She did just fine. She wasn't sore or anything. She has a good seat though. You have to have a good seat to be able to ride bareback. So oh man. Hello. Well, hold tight, guys. Keep the conversation going. I'll be on. Can I bite? Oh, I want to bite. Can I bite? Oh, you can bite the Jesus lady. Yeah, K9, you have my full permission. I've never ridden English. I have no idea. I've never sat in an English saddle and I've never ridden English at all. And I really should because I just should try it, but I never have. I don't even know how to fit an English saddle. Like, I know how the basics of how to fit like a Western saddle to my horse. I have no idea what a good English saddle looks like, or like, I don't know anything about English saddles. I had one once. It came with a horse, and I never used it. I sold it because K9's all excited over there because he bit someone. Oh my gosh. But is anyone upset about the TikTok ban? It's another topic of conversation that we haven't covered. Is anyone upset about the TikTok ban, or is everybody doing fine? Everybody's gonna still live even though TikTok doesn't exist. I've never had TikTok. I don't know how to use it in the app I use, because a lot of people are upset because the app that is the editing app with it, never had it, never miss it. Right, yeah, same. Some people are upset because the editing app that goes with TikTok, they don't have that anymore either. I didn't use the editing app, I used a different one, so it didn't affect me at all. Like, don't really care. Yeah, I tried to get on my TikTok the other day and it was banned. I was like, what the, yeah. Under a new name. Yeah, I think so too. It sounds like Trump's gonna try to get it back. Or he wants China to sell it to US, because right now apparently it's a China app and he wants them to sell it to the US. I don't know. I don't understand it all because, quite frankly, I don't care. But I was curious because I know some people are really into it and it really sucks for some people. I personally, it doesn't affect me, but I used to watch horse videos. Yeah, my husband actually watched a lot of stuff on TikTok. He would show me stuff on there, and I just never felt the need to have one. But I guess, you know, I guess, like, to some people, TikTok is like my YouTube. If they took YouTube away, I'd be upset. If they changed one from the name, came back as X. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't, if they took away YouTube, I'd be mad. I have 3 horses on my farm. Ooh, what kind, Deanna? I'm dreading going out to do the horses. I have to fill hay. It's really weird because it's like 0 degrees, but it's kind of windy. So with the wind and 0 degrees, with the wind though, it feels way colder. So it really sucks. They just literally uninstalled it when I found out the other day. Yeah. Yep. We knew it was coming, but it came a little bit sooner than they had said. They had said like, oh, midnight, and then it was like a couple hours beforehand, and it halfling mix, 1 Appaloosa and 1 Tennessee Walker. Ooh, is the Tennessee Walker gated? I have 2 horses. Oh. Or sawhorses. Have you heard of sawhorses? Sawhorses are like a thing that carpenters use. My husband's like, I have 2 horses. Or your horses that are under the hood, if you have a car. Ooh, that's not good, Heather. Yikes. Oh, are they? Well, that learns something new every day. I like my horse Moo is gated. and that's I don't know. Obviously, I got Lovey and she's not gated, but man, once I had a gated horse, it's hard to ride something else. It's I know, right? Yeah, you're right. Once you ride a gated horse, riding a different horse just feels like way more bumpy and not fun. I shouldn't say that. I still like to ride Normie, but Moo is definitely my ride of choice, especially when we're cruising, just because it's very smooth, very smooth. Natural gated already. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and he'll, you can tell when he's gating, when he'll do, I can't remember what it's called. Is it called, it's when they're not gating. He'll do that, and it sucks. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, yeah, Deanna, I had only ridden Normie, and Normie is not gated. He's an Arabian. And then I got Moo, and at first he was, what is it called? Was it pacing? Is it pacing or something? It's when they're not using their gait. And it was horrible. And and I was like, what is going on? And then he started gating. I was like, oh, this is wonderful. But he'll go in and out of gating. So when he's headed away from the house, he doesn't gate as much because he doesn't want to be heading away. So it gets choppy. But when he's heading back towards home, he'll gate the whole way. It is so awesome. It's so much fun to ride. Yeah, it's like Missouri Trotters. I think he's Kentucky Mountain Horse. Moo is Kentucky Mountain Horse, which is a gated breed. 5 gates horses when they have extra. Yeah, it is definitely different, and like, I don't like, I don't speed ride. I really don't. I just, when I'm riding, I'm just going. I do go. I saw an instructor, and I like going to a heated barn or a arena of some sort. That's fun. I did that last year in the wintertime, and I'd love to do it again this year, just because there's just a lot more that you can do. When I'm out here, usually where I'm riding, there's some uneven ground, gopher holes, stuff like that. I gotta be careful, and I don't want to speed race on my horses around here. And so I don't often like go. Now when I had Normie and I was doing lessons with my instructor, then I cantered, walk, trot, canter. We cantered. I've never galloped, not on my horses, but we cantered quite a bit, and that was really fun. But that was before he really got arthritis bad. That's what I've heard, is they can put certain weights on the horse's feet to help them do the gating and whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't get enough into it. I don't do any like competitions. My horses are pure pleasure horses, just to enjoy. So we go to horse shows in the summer and spring. Okay, so yeah, people that go to horse shows are using their horses for a specific purpose, I think, do a little more. Really? That much, Donnelly? Holy heck. Yeah, I don't. Some of the things that people come up with for horses, I just think are crazy. It's just me. I'm like, what? But I understand that if you're into certain disciplines, that's the thing to do. I just feed them, water them. There's my friends. Hey, Spruce, Mary, how are you? Yeah, I don't do enough with them as far as like, really, I don't have high expectations of my horses. They already make me happy and bring joy to my life. But as far as like riding, it's just really simple here. Yeah, that's the way I feel, Donnelly. I'm like, it just seems unnecessary, but if you're into that, I don't know if I can judge it. I don't know what it looks like. But I'm not getting notifications until you're like 20 minutes in. That's what everybody says. Is like they're not getting notifications when I go live. Yeah. Sometimes when I see and like I don't go to shows, so I I can only say what I've seen like on videos and stuff. Sometimes I think, why are these things even allowed? Because some of the stuff that they do with these horses, I just, holy heck. I do like to watch. Have you guys watched? Now I can't remember her name. She's a champion. She Liberty rides. She gallops, walk, trot, canter, gallop on her horse. She Liberty rides. She's extremely famous because she's literally the best. She has no halter, no bridle, no nothing on her horse, and she's doing all this stuff. She's my favorite one to watch because her connection with her horse is so mental. Everything she does is connected to the horse, and her relationship is so strong with that horse. It's just unbelievable. I wish I could remember her name. I watch her because she's bomb. I love to watch her. But some of the shows and things that I watch and the way that horses are treated is just, I don't, you know, childhood competition. Yeah. I don't, and you guys know I don't really agree with stalling. If there's not a medical reason to stall a horse, I don't really agree with stalling. And that's what they do with race horses because, again, I mean, it's a different. I wish. Why can't you, Heather? I mean, hor- race horses or horses in general, like, what do they need? Like time. They need your time, and if you can't give them your time, you know, that's rough because they they need your time and they also need your leadership. I had to learn that the hard way because I got normie and I was like, what is happening? I cannot have a horse. I don't know what I'm doing. This horse is a terrible horse. I was thinking, what the heck is wrong? And it just turns out that actually the horse was schooling me because the horse knew more than I did and I was completely green and had no idea what I was doing. And once you learn like leadership, horses admire someone who's a leader. They want someone who tells them what to do and makes them move their feet and all those things. And once you can establish like your leadership, and I think it's first important to establish a relationship, and then with that comes leadership because you don't want a horse running over top of you either. Yeah, yeah. Apple cider vinegar is on the top of the list of stuff I'm supposed to have. I hate it. You can get capsules. I was thinking about starting to buy the capsules and taking the actual capsules of it because drinking it straight is absolutely awful. Yep, Heather. Lovey's the same way, and we're working on it. I take the flag out with me when I'm feeding her because she pins her ears at me when I have food. When I have her feed bucket, so I take my flag out and I make her move out of my space. I make her move her feet, and then as far as brushing goes, I try to brush, like if I give her grain, then I'll start brushing her because a lot of times it's like once she has her grain and she's like focused on eating, she's a little bit calmer, but I have to watch my back with her because and I don't know if it's a mare thing. You can order a flag, they're cheap. I ordered mine on Amazon. It starts this big and then you pull it out and it makes like a long stick and there's a flag on the end of it. And one of the things that horses like do to gain respect from other horses is, okay, hold tight. So one of the things that horses do to put it in your sparkling water, it helps a lot. Yeah, I used to just drink it straight. It's so bad though. And I take the stuff that's with the mother. It's called apple cider vinegar with the mother. That's the one you're supposed to have. It helps with a slew of problems. Thank you for reminding me because I kind of forgot about that, and I'm supposed to take it. But one of the ways that horses like develop respect, like if you watch them interact with each other. The other thing, Heather John, is you have one horse. Like, and I understand that people, like, there's like financial limitations and, you know, if you board horses, there's limitations that way, but like having one horse can lead to so many problems. It's not even funny. And I'm not trying to pick on anyone here, but I have to say it because it's the truth, and I don't believe in sugarcoating things. Having one horse, you can develop so many problems. It's not even funny. Behavior problems, anxiety, ulcers, because when horses are stressed, they can get ulcers. Having one horse is probably one of the cruelest things you can actually do. If you can't have two horses, a horse and a mini, a horse and a donkey, a horse and a goat even, but one horse by itself will really struggle. And maybe, I mean, even if you board them, then there's horses there. If you board them somewhere that has other horses or a donkey or something, she has other horses with her where she lives. Oh, okay. Because it's like sometimes horses behavior problems. So if she has other horses with, she probably doesn't respect you if she's being that, you know, because Lovey kind of is like that, but she started to really respect me, especially once I put that halter on. It's like something snaps inside of her, like, oh yeah, you're the boss. Okay, yes, ma'am. Like, if I try free-handed brushing her, just, she's not tied up, and I go out to brush her, she gives me so much sass. But the second I come out with a halter, and she'll put her head now in the halter and halter her, and she's perfect. She's perfect. She acts like an angel. I can brush her. I can braid her hair. I can put her blanket on. I can do anything with her. Once that mental switch, it's like she hits a mental switch once I put the halter on. I had to do stuff on the cheap. Yep, yep. And I was thinking of doing that, and then I'm like, you know what? And it has paid for itself 10 times over because they were kind of expensive. So I bought one that was just like a pointer stick, and then I just put a little hole in the end of it, and then put a key ring on it, and just ordered these cheap handkerchiefs and put it on that way. So there's like cheap ways to go around doing it. Okay. Horses that are out in a field. So if you watch horses out in a field, you can kind of get a sense of how to gain respect. When horses are out in a field, or even when they're in the paddock, and you watch them, I should do a video on it because it helps so much to understand how a horse's brain works. And I didn't understand that at first, and that's why I had so many issues with Norman early on. Had nothing to do with him. It had everything to do with me because I didn't know what I was doing. When they're in a group, the boss horse, Norman, will make Moo move his feet. That is how he says, I'm the boss. So Normie's standing here. Moo's standing here. Moo's not doing anything wrong. He's just hanging out. Normie will purposely bite him, push him. When Normie moves, Moo's got to move his feet. The boss horse will make anybody else move out of their way and move their feet. So in order for you to establish with the horse that you're the boss and that they need to respect you, it's getting them to move their feet. But if it's a pattern and it's been going on for a long time, it can be very hard because if a horse runs over you for so long, it can be harder and harder because they can develop such strong habits and patterns that are, and at times it can get unsafe. That was when Mary was young and she buffaloed me. Yeah, When you, and it's not a cruel thing either. It's not like when I ask Lovey to move out of the way of the flag, or when I ask her to move her feet, I'm not like, it's also how you go into it. What kind of attitude do you have going into it? You're going to listen to me. I'm the boss. Or we need to establish a relationship where I'm going to ask you to do something. And if you don't do it, your life's going to be difficult. You make the right thing easy and the wrong thing hard. If you decide, so I just start with a little bit of pressure. I just move my flag a little bit. So first, you got to be able to halter her and get her on a lead rope, I would say. And then if you can get her on a halter and a lead rope, perfect. I love using rope halters because rope halters with only 2 knots, not 4. With the 2 knots right here, because it puts pressure where it needs to. But you have to have a light hand if you're going to use a rope halter with the knots. You can't be yanking on it. But I like them. I use them for all of my horses now because it puts the right pressure on them when I'm working with them, and as long as my hand is light. So I start with the very littlest ask. Please step out of my space with just my hand. Please step out of my space. If you're not going to step out of my space, which Lovey does not, okay, now I have a flag. I'll start with just a little flag right next to me, and I'll just kind of go like this, like, get out of my space. But if they're not respecting you, you start with the littlest ask. But if they're not respecting you, it's just all hands on deck. Get the heck out of my space. You're not allowed to push me over, push into me. No, we're not doing that here. And it's kind of an aggressive, because you have to get the point across that they can't run you over, they can't boss you around. They can't push into you, and they need to respect when you put pressure. And with Lovey, now, if I walk in there and a good relationship is key. Yeah, oh yeah. 100% K9. That's the thing. I should explain this first. With every single one of my horses, I never started work, especially from a kill lot. I never started work with them until I developed. Lovey and I developed a relationship. She trusts me. She loves me. I can feed her right out of my hands. She is kind. She's not dangerous. She loves me. Like, she knows I take care of her. I blanket her. I feed her. I give her treats. She loves me. We have a good relationship. Everybody knows. We had Lovey here, 6, 8 weeks? 8, probably. I'm trying to think of when I did my first video and when I got her. It was like 6 to 8 weeks after I got her. And I know I don't know her as well as my other horses, but I give them time here to understand me, to learn about me. You have to have some type of really good relationship with your horse before you go in there and start asking this stuff of them. Because you ask this stuff of them and haven't built a bond with them, they just don't trust you. And then you end up with a heap load of problems. A Zoom class, that might be helpful. Can be a dangerous animal. Right, yep. So you build a bond first, but like Lovey, we built a bond. So I came out with a flag because she started to have these behaviors, and it wasn't at first. At first, she was so happy to be fed. She was so happy that somebody loved her. She was so happy. And then I started to be like, she's starting to pin her ears at me. And at first, I was kind of just stepping out of her space. As soon as she would pin her ears, I'd step out of her space. And then I realized, no, I have enough of a relationship with her that letting her get away with that behavior is actually teaching her that behavior is okay. And I can't do that because I have to nip it now. Because if I don't nip it now, it's going to become more and more dangerous and forceful. And so it didn't start. It doesn't have to start huge, but I just walk out with my flag. And if you don't back up, my movements get bigger, and it's more and more like, oh yeah, I better listen. I better move out of her space because she's gonna throw a tantrum, and just, yeah, if I don't move out of her space, it's just gonna get more and more pressure, because they call it pressure with horses, when you're more and more pressure until I step out of their space. And it's gonna be easier if I just step out of her space. But if I don't step out of her space, it gets more and more difficult. She just ups the energy, and she's waving at me, and horses don't take that long before they figure out, oh, So now I'll tell you how smart Lovey is, though. Arabians are really, 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 really smart. Hi, Ashton. Arabians are so smart. So if I come in there with the bucket right now, she'll crowd me. She'll pin her ears and go for the bucket. If I come in there with a bucket and the flag, she immediately steps backwards. She takes 3 steps back immediately because she knows what's going on. She knows if I have that flag, she knows. And that's how smart, that's why Arabians are so hard for some people, because they are so blasted smart. She knows that if I have that flag, she better just take 3 steps back because she knows what's going on. Yep, I'm coming to feed you, and I'm not going to let you crowd my space. I'm not going to let you pin your ears. And then she'll be very careful about approaching the food. Like, she'll take a step forward and make sure that everything's okay. And if I have the flag with, if I don't have the flag, she will have that stinker behavior. And it's unbelievable that she's figured out already that that's what happens when we have the flag. Oh no, Donnelly, that's not good. Oh my gosh. Poor Melissa Poppy's adorable. But it's something with horses. Like, I was used to dogs, even goats, cats. I really didn't know a lot about horses, and taking lessons from an instructor was probably what saved me. Taking lessons from an instructor is probably what saved me. And then I follow Warwick Schiller. He's fantastic. Warwick Schiller. If you guys have not followed him, he is a horseman on YouTube, and he has so many videos that will help you. I love Warwick. He's wonderful. He's an excellent horseman. Try to rub shoulders with people who know more than you. Like I have Puppers. Puppers is a little bit over my head. I like dogs. Yeah, she needs to respect you, Heather, or there won't be. It can be dangerous. She definitely needs to learn to respect you. But the way you go about that is with like a okay. This is going interesting. Puppers is a lot. I know how to train. I like know how to work with dogs. I've trained dogs. I'm able to have dogs respect me. But Puppers is a lot. Her personality is a lot. So Lee knows a lot more about that kind of dog. So I said, is there a book you would suggest? And this book he suggested is a guy that's totally experienced and has that knowledge. And so I'm trying to, like, frustration starts where knowledge ends. Remember that. Frustration starts where knowledge ends. You want to acquire as much knowledge as you can so that you don't get frustrated, because sometimes Puppers gets frustrating to me, and that frustration starts when I'm like, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do with this? And so the more knowledge I can acquire, the more I know how to handle different situations. And I've never seen that more so than working with horses. You start to get frustrated when your knowledge ends. Because I used to, like, when I was working with, I love to work with Puppers. Yes, she just needs work, and she needs consistency, and that's the thing with horses as well. You have to have the time to put in the consistency with horses, because it doesn't work to do it one time and then lag off or whatever. It's consistency. Hello, Liza? Is it I don't know how to pronounce her name, but hello. Consistency is definitely key working with the horses, working with dogs, working with animals in general. Even like the bunny, it's like consistency. Keeping the litter box in the same spot in the cage. Changing the litter every 3 days. Oh, yes, yes, you can. Changing the litter every 3 days. You know, these consistent things, animals work best, even like feeding schedules, like staying on a kind of consistent, yeah, and children. Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. What is Pupper's drive? Like what gets Puppers likes food, but honestly, Puppers is very like very like she wants to do what will make me happy. She just wants to please me. I don't have to have food in my hand for her to do. She when I come outside, it's what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Can we do this? Should we play? Do you want me to sit? Where would you like me to sit? Like she's not just like, oh, should I sit? She's like, which way? How fast? How slow? Everything is like very much she's not food, I wouldn't say she's food oriented at all. She's just constantly focused on whatever I would want her to do. That's what she wants to do. Consistency is like doing something every day. So if you decide I want to teach her to respect me, if you can put the halter and lead rope on her and ask her, and it's such a simple thing, just asking her to step out of your space. I've done it with Lovey on some of my videos. It's, okay, I have this flag or a handkerchief or a plastic bag on a stick, whatever you can afford, and you have her on a lead rope and you ask her, step out of my space. And you wave that and she doesn't step out of your space and you start upping it. Step out of my space. You know, you have to give her enough room on her lead rope where she has enough room to back out of your space. But you ask her and then you come back the next day and you do the same thing. And you up that pressure until she moves out of your space. And you do that again and again until literally you come in with the bag and she's like, oh, okay. But that there's so many aspects of that too. You have to have a sensitive horse and you have to desensitize. There's both. Yes, I meet female dogs. Okay. Yeah, no, she's not at all canine. She's not headstrong. She wants to do whatever I want. Sometimes, whatever the herding drive is with the horses, sometimes that kicks in and it's very hard for her to listen when she's, hello, Mr. Graff. Sometimes her herding drive kicks in with the horses and she becomes very like she's struggling with like the urge to chase them or herd them, and so sometimes that can be a problem. And also like her drive to protect, because I'll call her off like the Amazon driver and she just, it's just hard for her to like contain herself. It's like, you know, holding her back can be hard because like those two things, I think her desire to protect and also her herding instinct can get in the way sometimes of listening. I got a gallon this morning. Place board would come in handy for you, so if you get delivery horses, you can say place and she'll know where to go. So we put, when working with the horses, yeah, that would be helpful because then she would go to her spot. Like right now, it's just getting her to understand that I don't need help. And I actually say that to her now. I just say, Puppers, I don't need help. And she'll get it and go lay down. It takes a couple of times. I just say, Puppers, I don't need help. Because she thinks she has to help me when I put the horses on and I'm doing like lunging for say. She'll be like, oh my gosh, we need this. The horse is supposed to be doing circles and she's not doing that. And Puppers knows what it looks like and knows what she should be doing, and sometimes she doesn't. She's still learning what she should be doing, but Puppers knows, and I just say I don't need help, and she does figure it out. Let's check it out, Mark. Let's go to the window and find out. It's negative degrees out here, so I'm sure they're a little chilly. And it's now snowing. There's Rosie. There's Little John. Miss Lovey! Miss Love. Hi, girl. She's looking for me now. Hi, girl. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Mr. Noomy. Hi, Noomy. Hi, Momo. Mr. Momo. Mr. Momo, hello, buddy. I gotta put away hay tonight and clean up out there. It's kind of a mess. Yikes. So yeah, they're good. Everybody's staying warm with their coats on. It's cold. I better shut the window. I'm gonna let cool air in the whole house. It's freezing outside. But yeah, I don't know. As far as working with horses, it's something, yeah, consistency is definitely key. It will be her genetics and she won't be able to. Yeah, and it's weird because I don't need help has really been her cue, and she's like, oh, okay, and then she goes and lays down. But I think if I had a specific place for her to go, she would know then exactly what I want her to do, and then it doesn't matter, like, I don't need help is what I use with the horses, but if she decides to chase a chicken, chase the Amazon driver, if there's a specific spot where she has to go and sit, then we can use that for everything. Five degrees in Chicago freezer. It's cold. It's cold. In fact, school just got canceled again for tomorrow here. So that's fun. But I don't, it's very hard because like, it's like I started not knowing anything. Like I didn't grow up with horses. I didn't know anything. And I got a horse that was super smart and I had to learn. And at times it was really tough because I didn't know what I was doing. It was frustrating. And like it still is, but now I feel like I have enough underneath my belt where I can go out there not like, I'm not nervous, I'm not afraid, I'm not, you know, I'm pretty confident with the horses. And like they can sense, that's the thing too, is horses can like sense if you aren't confident and if you aren't sure of yourself, horses can sense it. So can dogs, but horses like big time. Like if you go out there and you're not, if you go out there and you're holding a flag but you're like timid about it and like nervous, they can totally sense that. And like I don't know about other horses, but Arabians will just run over top of you. If you are a nervous Nelly, an Arabian is going to just totally go over top of you because like they can sense it. They can totally sense it. And so K9L, Donnelly. Yeah, I think that's why I don't think Arabs are for everybody. It's not because they're like a bad horse. They're just very smart. So, you know, German Shepherds too. Like Puppers is a very smart dog. She's very smart. If you are a timid, shy person, and like it's just, if I had a timid, laid back, shy personality, we would not go well together. She'd just run over top of me. She'd be a brat. You know, I have to be very firm with her at times because she can be a handful. She's a big dog. You know, it's kind of cute when those little dogs like jump up in your lap or put their paws up on you. When you have a dog that big that puts their paws here, it practically knocks you over. I mean, she's just big. You know, she's just a big dog. And that's not fun. You said anyone can say they're a trainer, how that was not pointed at me, lol. Hang on. But I don't know. That's it. I'm not like, and I don't want my dog, like, I don't need my dog to like do everything. I don't need my dog to be an attack dog. I trust her already that she would be, but I do want like basic like obedience. I want her to listen. I got you a generator. Oh, dude, Mark, I don't know if you're serious, but we don't accept generators. It's against our policy. We have a no generator policy. We also don't like, I don't really like, we have an Amazon wish list, but we don't do like, I don't know. So you should give it to the needy, or I don't know if you can use it or what have you, but yeah, I mean, there's so many like things too that you can do with dogs, like obedience and what is it called, agility and different things. And I think puppers would excel at a lot of stuff, but it's just like her job here is livestock guardian dog, and she's really good at her job, and you know, I'm glad for that. But there are some basic things that like I want her to do and I want her to know. And I wish you could just teach him not to like, you know, she's so protective. I wish you could teach him like a level of protection. Like, that's not really a thing, but it would be nice if it was, because she's very, very protective of our family. This just got to be crickets. I wonder if I'm lagging really bad. I think I was. Medicaid in general, some trainers collect big bucks and no crap. In the horse business, no disrespect you can. Yeah. That's the thing too. Horse trainers in general can be very shady. They just can be. It's horse trainers. I'm literally ordering a flag off of Temu. Temu's great. I highly suggest. I get a lot of stuff off Temu. I got my bracelets off Temu for a couple bucks. I love Temu. Very shady and only for the money. Yep. I'll tell you guys my story about Normie. I don't know if you've heard it before. Normie is my Arabian. He's 16. A while back, I got. That's okay. It's going. See that? Oh my god. Okay. I had a horse, an Arabian mare, and I had gotten in an accident. I hurt my back, and I couldn't work with the mare anymore, and she needed more work than I could do. And I had hurt my back. I was in an accident, so I wanted her to go, and they were quite bonded, Normie and her were, and so I had developed kind of a good friendship with the guy who was taking the other horse, and so I kind of, long story short, just decided that they should be together, and so I was gonna sell both horses together to keep them together, and I did so, and it didn't even take 24 hours before I was absolutely losing my mind because I couldn't live without my Normie boy. And so they took the horses, but they took both of them to a training facility that was like a couple hours from my house, 2-3 hours from my house. They took them both to a training facility because she needed work done, and this guy was taking them to a training facility, and they took Normie too. And so I contacted him. He's like, well, I already paid $3,000 to have Normie at this training facility. And so I want to sell you your horse back, but I would have to get my money back plus $3,000. And then he's like, well, you can leave him at the training facility. Because I was like, and Mike's just like, whatever, we'll pay for it just to get him back. And the training facility is like, well, we don't give refunds, so you have to pay. So you will have to pay the $3,000. So we were like, well, we could just leave him there because a training facility is obviously going to work with him. And Normie had a couple of quirks, and we were like, maybe it would be better. So the very next day, I set out to go to the training facility to see Mr. Normie, and I was absolutely more. I mean, he was in a stall, a tiny box stall. I'm like, this horse has never been stalled ever. Like, I know the lady who had him before me, she had him since he was a year old. He's never been stalled. He was in a little tiny stall. And I went and spent like an hour and a half with him. And I came back home and I was bawling. And Mike's like, nope, we'll go pick him up the next day. We drove 3 hours back up there to pick him up and get him out of there. I was mortified. And obviously, yeah, I wanted to buy the mare back too, but I was like, there's no way we could afford. And she did require a lot of work. And by the time, like, the training facility was good, it was just, they trained horses. They did train the horses, but the treatment of them while there, I would argue, was not good. So, oh gosh, yes, maybe I need Ashton in here. But that was like the roughest couple of days of my being. Like, it was very rough. And so we got Normie back, and it was just kind of a mess. Yeah, some people, I mean, I'm just like, I don't understand, it was just not good. And there was sick horses there, and like horses with strangles, and it's just like, okay, like, that's not good. And it was not good to see. And Lee's the issue in the chat, and he's not really an issue. We just like to give him a hard time. But he kind of is. I don't know. He's a liability. Seasoned troll. Why do people abuse horses? Seasoned troll. Okay, well, your name there is scaring me a little, but are you talking about like specifically kill lot horses or in general? I mean, all animals are abused to some extent. People abuse cats. People abuse dogs, chickens. Honestly, all animals are abused. What are the I just call it a flag, Heather John. Why do people abuse horses? But horses are, I think, one of the less known about animals that are abused. Because I don't know, I just feel like there's not a lot of awareness about horse abuse. And they can hurt people, because they actually can be very dangerous, because depending on what humans have done to them in their lifetime, it can cause them to be dangerous. So horses actually can be dangerous, just like pit bulls and dogs. It can be dangerous. They do have the potential to be like that. I don't think a horse or an animal is born dangerous. It's people and people's treatment of animals that can cause them to be dangerous. And so horses, I just feel like, we all like a fluffy puppy, like, oh, it's so precious. Dogs, you feel like you can. I don't think a lot of people understand the connection that horses can have with people. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's awful. We lost. Oh my God, that's, yeah, they can be dangerous. They truly can be. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. Horses can be dangerous. But I feel like people don't understand like the connections that horses can have with people. Horses are so sensitive and emotional. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. And I feel like horses are extremely misunderstood. If I had a horse once, he put his head on my shoulder. I could almost feel his sadness. Aww. Seasoned troll, yeah, they're sweet. They're sweet. My horses are very sweet. They have emotions and feelings, and I think that people see like dogs and cats like that, but it's hard for them to connect with a horse like that because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to like meet a horse. They don't have an opportunity to get to know horses, and so they just and a lot of people don't understand like how brutal the kill lot pipeline and the how brutal the horse industry can be. And also, a lot of people are unknowingly feeding their dogs horse. If I can put that in, I don't know how to put that in a different way without making it sound bad, but they're putting stuff in your dog's food that you may not care to know about. Yeah, I agree. No knowledge or understanding what that means. I was in intensive care, broken room. He's got a backup door. Here comes the legal talk. Contact your congressperson. Tell them to put horses on the anti-slaughter legislation that will help. Hopefully, but it's just like, yeah, some people feel like we've been doing that for how long and nothing's happening. You know, we've been reaching out, we've been doing this, we've been trying to contact people, and stuff like this just keeps happening. You know, there's always going to be evil in the world. We're never going to get rid of it completely, and you can only do what you can do. Other countries eat, right? If you're starving, you'll eat horse, okay? So other countries are starving. So when we say like they get sent to slaughter, I don't mean they're getting slaughtered in the U.S. I mean they're getting shipped. They're not being slaughtered here in the United States. They're being slaughtered across the border where there's inhumane slaughter allowed and where they eat horses. But they do, I know for a fact, they put it in dog food because some of the companies that did that got busted. As for weight will end, I really hope so. It's gaining momentum. I hope so, and that's why it's just like, I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, and this is going to sound very contradicting, but I'm not a huge fan of raising awareness because I think a lot of people these days are raising awareness, but about things by sitting on their ass, doing absolutely nothing, typing on a keyboard and being like, I'm raising awareness. And that ticks me off because you're not really raising awareness. You're just sitting there typing as fast as you can. People are already way aware that breast cancer exists. We don't need to raise awareness for breast cancer. People are already aware. We don't need to raise awareness for like dog abuse. Everybody knows it's happening. We don't need any more raising awareness. We need hands-on people actually doing things that make a difference. Raising awareness is my least favorite term that exists, but for the horse industry, we have to raise awareness. We have to talk about it. We have to put videos out, which I have. We have to do something about it because people literally aren't aware. Like, raising awareness for things that people are already aware about isn't really raising awareness, but with horses, there's so many people that are so clueless to it. They don't know that it's going on. So I don't like the term raising awareness, but I do use that because there is a form of raising awareness that we need to do with this because people literally don't know. When I worked with the circus, they killed a horse for lions. Oh, that's awful. Okay, that's horrible. And the workers, that's disgusting. In the UK, Donnie goes, yes, Bruce, I agree. Yep. And that's in all fields, not just horses, dogs, cats, even bunnies. Like, I have had 2 litters of bunnies, and I have raised rabbits for, I was trying to count how many years. Let's see. Since I was 9, I'm 32. 32 subtract 9, whatever that is, 20-some years. I've been raising rabbits for a long time. I've had only 2 litters of babies. The first one was a complete accident. It should not have happened. I was really bummed. Found them all good homes. that was not a good situation, and I felt really bad. The second time was on purpose. I had homes for them, but it was very hard to get rid of a single one of them because I love them all so much. It was so much fun. I loved raising the litter, but I don't agree with, and that's why all of my cats are fixed. Every one of my cats outside, all fixed. Inside cat, he is fixed too. I don't believe in this backyard breeding, just I don't at all. I don't have a rooster because I don't want more chickens that I need, and I'm not like rehoming chicks, so I don't have a rooster. I have all chickens. I don't believe in it. People are so irresponsible about it, and unless you can vet people and make sure, and like my horses, it's just like, no, like I had thought about it once, like it'd be really fun to have a foal, and then I'm just like, no, there's too many horses in need, there's too many horses in the slaughter pipeline. Why on earth would you bring more into the world? Thank you, Lee. 23 years. Down here when I first died, I had an option to, oh my gosh. And is it wrong if the animal's already dead and it's feeding another animal? I don't want to go into that because I feel like I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion. But like, it's my opinion. Like, when I die, I'm on the list to take my organs and give it to somebody who needs it. Like anybody. Like, use everything you can from me to help someone else. Like God forbid, but when our horse passed away, it's like, I didn't do this big thing where you have him cremated and do all this stuff. He fed other wildlife. Is that a contradicting thing? Maybe, but it's a circle of life. It was a humane death, and I don't know what's right or wrong. That's a hard one for me because it probably doesn't sound good, but if the animal is dead, it feeding other animals, I don't know. It's just takes decided to begin. I've got first shot for the voice box. I be American yet. Yeah, I don't know. That raising awareness business gets me kind of annoyed because there's so many people raising awareness, but they're not really actually doing anything. Like, there were so many people. Oh, we could go into it. Well, I better not go into the political field now, or I'll get in trouble. But should I go? Who cares if I go into the political field? This is my damn show. Should we do it? Should we do it? Should we do it? Da, 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 da. We be Brits because of you, K9. Hey, Teresa! When Trump was, when the whole thing was going on and the battling and all the campaigning, when people, whatever, all that was going on, we all know the insanity. We all lived through it, right? We are all still here. We're all still kicking. And there's just a lot of, back and forth going on. Well, someone had this thing where you could come out and you could hold up signs and flags, and we decided, like, we wanted to do it, and we wanted to hold up, like, the American flag. I'm passionate about my country. I love my country. I'm proud of it, and I'm not ashamed of my flag. I love my flag. I love the stars and stripes. I'll never be ashamed of it. You'll never see me take that flag down. You will never see me fly another flag next to it. I keep my flag up in my front yard. I will always be proud of it, and I will always defend it, and I'm never going to let any other BS stop me. So we decided we would go out and hold our American flags. You wouldn't believe the people that stick their nose up at the American flag, that flip you off because you're standing there holding an American flag. Disgusting. That's disgusting. If you don't like the American flag, get the out of America. I could not believe it. I cannot believe it. That is why, I mean, many reasons. But I do not believe I do not believe we should be teaching kids to be ashamed of the American flag, to be ashamed of our country. That's disgusting. If you don't like America as much as all these people are talking about how much they hate America, get out. We don't need you here. We don't need you here. If you hate it so much, go see how you like it in a foreign country. Why don't you go to Colombia? Why don't you go anywhere? Go anywhere else. Canada. Why don't you go to Canada? Enjoy prices 3 times ours. Like, that really, really irks me. When you got people flipping you off, flipping kids off, because they're holding the American flag. Disgusting. I'm sorry. To be fair, many people were giving us the thumbs up, honking their horns like, yeah, woohoo, America, woohoo. But I was quite disgusted at the amount of people that flipped us off. This is America. You live in America. Here's the door. This way. Bye, Felicia. I should have had a sign that said that, but yeah, thank you. That's exactly it. I know personally way too many people who have sacrificed their lives, who have sacrificed everything, who have given up having a good life here to go serve in a foreign country. I personally am close to someone who literally I am close to 2 people who literally sacrifice like their emotional well-being, their physical well-being, their entire life young to serve the country, to defend a flag that you're gonna flip off. Go stand on the front line and then flip me off. If you have not stood on the front line, you do not have the right to flip off the flag. Hold tight. I'll be right back. My back was good. Oh, wow, Teresa. Bye. Hang on. I'm trying to read some comments. It's just, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And then we live in a free country, but we can't, like, speak out about some of these things. We live in a free country, but you're going to flip off the flag. We live in a free country, but we're going to censor what we say. We live in a free country, but you don't dare wear a red hat, or you could get pummeled or beat to death. We live in a free country, but I had to take a sticker off my car because someone keyed it. Keyed it because they didn't like the sticker that was on my car. We live in a free country. I could keep going. Hang on. Please don't. Yeah, that's exactly. Thank you, Ashton, for saying what we're all thinking. The American flag doesn't stand for Donald frickin' Trump. The American flag doesn't stand for LGBT haters. The American flag doesn't stand. The American flag stands for our freedom. Our freedom. And there are some people that literally do not understand the price of their freedom. Those are the people we need to get them all in semi-trucks and send them to foreign countries and put them on the front lines and see how well they do. They won't make it. They wouldn't make it 2 hours without their device or their precious, that's what people die every day for us to have the freedoms for you to have the freedom to disrespect our flag. You have the freedom to disrespect our flag, and somebody else, people dying and sacrificing their lives gave you that freedom, and you're being a blithering buffoon. Hold on.
What?
Say it again.
Speaking of blubbering, what is it?
Blithering buffoon.
Yeah. Hello.
What are you? Oh, you're the blithering buffoon?
I'm trying to be funny.
Oh.
Okay. It was probably not the moment to be funny.
No, I'm really on a roll.
Oh, sorry.
What's up?
I'm home.
Oh, okay. Should I be going?
I don't
It's
care.
4:40 and I gotta make chicken soup.
Do you want me to make it?
No. I want it to taste good. You guys, you have to understand, this is how our relationship is. It's not dysfunctional. This is totally normal.
I cry myself to sleep every night.
Yeah, that's baloney. Okay. Hey, Magic Mike. It actually was fired because of not taking care of people because Trump signs are on. Yeah, exactly. When did, cook with us, Anna? Oh, well, I have the kiddos out there, and I best.
The TV's on. It's like they're not even out there.
Yeah, I know, but I just. Oh, man. Hello, big guy. That's funny. Somebody called you big guy. Because he's filled with so much joy. I just, yeah, it's a level of, and I feel like, can you turn the light on here? I'll be out in 5 minutes. I gotta wrap up my speech. I gotta wrap up my, I'm having a podcast right now with myself. I'm having a podcast with myself. So, how do you feel about, but I feel like this younger generation literally, do you guys want to know? Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what I think. I think every single kid in school should have gun safety training. And after that, I think that every single kid, when he graduates from school, and other countries do this. So it's not like I'm coming up with this crazy, stupid idea, because other countries do it. Every kid, when they graduate from school, should have 1 year of military training. 1 year. Military training. Because I think that would be something that would be very beneficial. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you a lot of different things. And I think it should be mandatory. Other countries do it. Why can't ours? Our country is kind of like a little bit of a laughingstock for other countries, because if we were to get into a situation where people need to take up and bear arms, and we're seriously to get into a situation where people need to, God forbid it happen, but if we get into a situation where people are getting drafted, you need to know how to handle a firearm. You need to learn how to do this stuff. You need to learn communication, military language, that stuff. If we get into that type of situation, there is not a basic knowledge anymore. Kids are so oblivious, and it feels like, gosh, and our military is shrinking. It's just I think it would be beneficial for everybody to learn, at least in high school, teach kids about gun safety, teach them about proper handling of firearms, teach them about this stuff, because it's they should know. And it's going to stand. Oh, no, I do not want to run the country. I don't want to run the country, but I want people in charge who know how to run the country. And that's why I vote. And that's why I don't feel the need to sit there and be quiet. We can have differing views. I know a lot of people who are liberal. I know a lot of people who have different views than I do. I know a lot of people who think things that are entirely different than this, and I can still be their friend. And I can still talk to them, and we can still have a good relationship. A lot of times I'm just let's not talk about politics. That's why normally I don't talk about politics, because it's so incredibly divisive, and it doesn't have to be something divisive. We need to teach our kids. We need to teach ourselves. We need to educate ourselves, and we need to all understand that it doesn't have to be something where we're going to always, this is a source of contempt. This is a source of arguments. This is a source of we hate everybody who doesn't agree with us. No, this is a source of we can have conversations about things we disagree with, and at the end of the day, we can still be friends. We can still be nice. We can still be buddies. We can still have a great time. We can still have beers together. We can still go out and have a sandwich together, and we can think completely opposite on politics, and we can still be friends. And I can still have a channel, and I can still have support from people who maybe don't agree the same with me, and we can still have a conversation. And if somebody came in here and is like, I love Joe Biden, I could be like, hey, why? What's up? And listen to your point of view. And so it's not just me over here rattling. Like if somebody came in here into this chat right now and said, I really like Joe Biden, he rocks, we could have a conversation about it. And I wouldn't be a jerk, and I wouldn't remove you, and I wouldn't discredit you because you have a different opinion than mine. We would just talk about it like normal, civilized human beings. And at the end of the day, maybe I told you something you didn't know, and maybe you tell me something that I didn't know. And at the end of the day, maybe, just maybe, we can all still treat each other with respect and dignity, no matter if we have differing views. It's know how a president can be our president. Or something similar to military. Not all people could go. My dad was like a drill sergeant. He was a USAF. New woman president. Okay. Openly admitted he cuffed the system on tax frauds. Yep, and I hear you, Donna Lee, because people, that's something that upsets people. And I think like when you start like digging into like, if we started digging into everybody as much as all the presidents, as much as we dug into what Trump did, I think you would be surprised at what we would find. That's just my personal opinion. They dug into his stuff way over the top to a point where it's like, oh my God, he was the most, I mean, they went all out on him. I think had they done that to every single president, we would find out a lot of stuff that we're like, wait, what? You know, they got a lot of dirt on him, but I wish that they would have done to other presidents exactly what they did to him, because I think the whole world would be like, wait, what he did, who did all this, the corruption, I think, with these higher up people in politics, I think is way more than any of us realize. That's my personal opinion. Did you see my text about Texas shutting down? Short staffing? What? No, I didn't see that. Oh my gosh. That's not good. Yeah, British. They're all dent. What does dent mean? I mean, you know, there's so much corruption that what do we know? What is real? What is actually real? Like, I like realness. I don't want fake BS. Bent. Oh, okay. Like, not good. If you want to become a millionaire. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Donald Trump was already a millionaire. The guy was already freaking loaded. To be honest, I'm Donald Trump, okay? I got enough money. I got enough resources. I own my own hotels. I can go wherever I want. I can do whatever I want. He got, before he was ever the president. Let's go back to 2000. 2000. Okay, I don't know how old Donald Trump was in 2000, but gosh dang it. If I was living that life, there is no way in heck you're gonna convince me to leave that life to be the president. No thanks. Like, he already had all this stuff. He already did, he had everything. You got everything. Look at his wife. Look at where he lives. Look at his money. So, 2016, he becomes the president. They raked him over the coals. I mean, they ruined his life. Why would you come back? Why would you go? He almost got assassinated. Why? He's not doing it for money because he's losing money left and right. So he's not doing it for money. There's no money involved. People would say he's doing it for the power. I don't know. For the power? You go get that close to losing your life and you're still concerned about power? You would have to be, well, maybe some people think he is an idiot. I genuinely, looking at his policies and the things he did in 2016, let me be clear here. Where do your priorities lie? The troops are very important to me. The troops, our people that are fighting for our freedom. He took care of them. I don't care. I understand that there's arguments on both sides of the spectrum, but Donald Trump took care of the troops. And I know that because I know so many troops personally, and he took care of them. He really did. And so that may be my priority and somebody else, and you guys might have different priorities, but as far as our troops go, he took care of them. And that he really truly did. He took care of them. He was very good to our troops while he was in. And once again, different priorities for different people, different things that are important, but he did care deeply, and it showed in his policies and what he did and how he spoke to them in every single, nobody could say, yeah, he didn't care about the troops. He truly did. He is not a saint. We all know. Yeah, he's not a saint. Nope. He's not a saint. He's not a saint. Sometimes I wish the guy would just shut up. Just stop talking, because he says dumb shit sometimes. And it's sometimes when it's like, I can align with some of the stuff you're saying, and sometimes it's just like, shut up. Shut up. He's not a saint. He's not perfect. He's made mistakes. He's screwed up some stuff. Especially his past. But here's the thing. Everybody wants to get out the playbook. Lee's Trump was 53 in 2053, and you got that kind of wife, that kind of house, those kind of finances. I would not be trying to be president of the United States. Do you know how much being president of the United States ages you? I would go play golf in Florida and be like, good luck, America. That's what I would have done. But good luck, America. I'm going to play golf, eat some pie, laugh a lot, say goodbye. Did she really, Schnick? I did not know that. Term limits, I agree. Term limits, absolutely 100%. I agree. We find living on the streets, help Americans stop sending resources out. I agree. There are so many things. Here's the thing. If we can all ask ourselves, where were we 4 years ago? Where were we 8 years ago? Look at what life was like. Which one would you say life was a little better? You know? We have veterans on the streets, and we're helping Ukraine. We're helping Ukraine, and we had North Carolina literally drowning. People literally dying that could not get help in our own country, and we're running to save other people. That's like, our house is on fire and my husband's running over to help the neighbors whose house is on fire. You not go save your own damn family, but you're gonna run over to the neighbors and help them? Are you kidding me? You wouldn't have any nuts left to talk about. That's exactly what happened. They're running around giving aid to all these other countries and helping all these other countries, and American people were dying. That's what was happening. I mean, people want to argue, oh, well, no, that's what was happening. And people like to sugarcoat things or say something and try to hide, I just like to just state the facts. I don't want a sugar-coated BS version of shit. I just state the facts, just what's going on. That's exactly what was going on. People were dying in America, and we didn't have any money left because you sent it all to Ukraine. Bye, Donnelly! I mean, take care of your own first. That's my whole thing is take care of our own people and our own family first. And now I have to go take care of my own family because they're waiting for me to make chicken soup for supper. Might be on a live later, don't know. Oh, you can't go. I already told you. See you guys on the next one. Okay, so you guys, I don't care for politics so much. Yeah, I don't usually do politics. So I'm probably not going to do it again. But it was good to get it out. Remember to bring some to the tent. In reality, we sent all the second stuff, then created jobs making. In reality, we sent all out. We sent all out second rate stuff. No, second rate, like we sent a bunch of money. Like money. It's not like, oh, our secondary supplies. No, we sent money. So it wasn't like secondary money. No, we sent our money. We sent money, actual money to Ukraine that we could have used to help people who were dying because they couldn't get food or help. So, yeah, sometimes we sent all our secondary stuff. I'm not sure where that comment comes from. Like, you're trying to cook. I'm very nervous. I don't know because there's not, oh yeah, there's enough. Okay, yeah, those are the right ones. Patch, goodbye, Patch. We appreciate you. We think you're great. He says this is nonsense because we're talking about Ukraine.
Why are we talking about Ukraine?
Because I am.
Okay.
Everything's messed up everywhere. Jost. Well, Jost, that would be correct. We would agree with that. Bye, Magic Mike. Magic Mike's going to be cooking.
No, I'm just gonna make the easy stuff.
Okay, well, can you grill the chicken? Because I don't want to stand outside. It's cold. How do you feel about grilling chicken?
Great.
My uncle is Ukrainian. Bye, Magic Mike. Can we watch you cook? Okay. Okay. I like your shirt, Mike. Jost. Jost is also British. He's 56.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to leave now because this is getting awkward.
Why is it awkward?
Because you're here. Just kidding. I love making jokes with Michael because he's freaking hilarious. Can't beat a good cooking stream. No, 39. He's 56. You guys, you know how dogs have dog years? Like dog years or 7 years? We have Anna years here. He's 56. He's getting close to
Is that why it feels like we've been married for 40 years?
I will K9. Wow. Who's the jerk now? He said, is that why it feels like we've been married for 49 years? Are you that miserable? Oh my
You
God.
just said we like to make jokes, so
Everyone's laughing. Okay. You guys don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Okay.
for the record, we're almost to 5.
Poor Mike. I will K9. See you guys on the next one.